YouTube slash Ohio Del Hawk 41. My YouTube. What the hell? Huh. Okay. Alright, so YouTube's kinda screwed up right now. Hey, there's another point.
Watch it. I'm on your side.
I know.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna hit you until I'm at like 99 or 100 on sneak. And then maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't know if I need to spend that point or not. Wow, look at that. I haven't even been out into the Skyrim world yet. I haven't left the chamber yet to start the game without pressure plate. No concern of mine. Here in a minute, I'm going to replace sprinting while sneaking with a forward roll. I get that one. I might like to get Silent Shadow Warrior, but yeah, I'm at least gonna max out. Yeah, I'm gonna max out sneak to 99 or 100, and if I happen to get everything I wanted there, see, it doesn't matter if I put the points into sneak or not. I mean, some of these things are nice to have, and before I leave, I'll probably take Assassin's Blade, and I know I'm going to put at least 2 more points over here, but, you know, I'm probably not going to put all the level up points that come along with taking sneak to maxing sneak out. I'm probably not going to put them all in sneak right now. You know, a few of them, but not all of them. I'll probably put a point or 2 into archery. And then one of the things you need for super items, like smithing, because you need smithing, enchanting, and alchemy. Yeah. Once you have smithing in, you have to take, what is it, that? All 5 points there. That point. I believe it's that point, and that's the last one. Yeah, that point. So all 5 and then the first 2 on the right side of it. Then enchanting, well, it's best if it's just done, if it's all the way done. But you need all 5 of the first ones. And whichever path you want to go, it doesn't really matter, but the center path is the shorter one. And you need that one, so... Well, that one too. I guess it really does matter. It's you gotta go the center. I have grabbed ones on the side before though too, but... Anyways, you need all 5 of those. And these 2 points. For the super items. And then basically you just need to finish everything for smithing. Which I know all that sounds like a big deal. It's gonna take for fucking ever to do all that, but it's not going to. Not at all. Once I get the recipe that I need together, the ingredients that I need together, which is basically the potion. It's the ingredient potions for a restoration potion. Just look up ingredients for Skyrim potions online. You'll find all the ingredients you need for the original Skyrim to make a restoration potion. Then what you do, once you finish the things you need on alchemy, all 5 of those, physician and benefactor, now you can make a super restoration potion. Now you can make super potions in general. And that's really all you need to do once you get all those done. The other things just come into it. Other potions you might want to look up and write down on the page while you're there. A potion to make enchanting better, and definitely the potion ingredients to make smithing better. Now, of all the big main holds, the one in what is it, the south east, yeah, not Winterhold, but the one that starts with I can't remember the fucking name of it, but the one that starts with an R that's south of there. It has 2 ways in. It has a lake outside. If you go out one of the doors, it's the home of the Thieves Guild, but if you go out one of the doors, you walk into a lake area, basically. There's a chick out there who tries to give you a cursed amulet and basically curses you until you get the quest done. I just avoid her like the plague. Basically, get yourself into the place. Tell the guard to go fuck off, that you're not paying anything. Get inside, ignore everybody and everything that's going on in the town. You don't really care about any of it. You just need to get into the town so you can get on your map and get access to the lake. And go back by the blacksmith. There's a door. If you're looking at the blacksmith from the square, there's a door to your right that goes out to the docks. Go out to those docks, jump in the lake. A couple of the fish that you need in the restoration potion, they're all over the place in that water out there. And when you created your character, if you decided to be one of the lizard people, it's going to be a super easy task for you, because you breathe underwater, which basically means you just get to swim around underwater the whole time until you have like 20 to 25 of the 2 different kinds of fish. that you need for the restoration potion. Then the other thing you need, I believe it's a salt bowl, you know, bowl of salt, saltpeter, whatever you want to call it. And you need like between 20 and 30 of those as well. I think the minimum you could possibly do it with everything maxed out is 20 of each item. But since you're probably not going to be maxed out on everything that you need right away, you're going to need extras of each item, so that's why I say between 20 and 30 of each one of the pieces of the recipe. Now there's actually 4 pieces that you can choose for in a recipe, 4 different ingredients. I think there's 5 in a few of them actually. But most recipes have at least 4 different ingredients you can use. But 3 of the ingredients for restoration potion is super easy to get. They're fish and they're in the lakes. And the other one's salt. And that's everywhere. Basically all you have to do after you get the fish is just go look at barrels. Search barrels all over town. Go to the next major hold like Winter Run, because you'll probably pass that place on the way to there. So you might as well have gotten it on the map. So go to that town. There's a bunch of places there where there's barrels that you can look in and find salt. Not to mention sometimes you can buy it from different potion vendors, or if you hit it at the right time, or lockpick your way in and get in there in the middle of the night, you can steal it. But the easiest way is just to go town to town and just collect it from barrels. It won't take too many of the major holds. And when I say major holds, I mean, White Run, Winter Run, those. So anyways, I'm not gonna go through and explain it real easily right now, but I'll give you the basics. I won't go into great detail. Basically what you do is when you have a potion, you have the stuff for restoration potions. Then you gotta get some gems too. You get some of the biggest gems you can, and then assorted other ones. You can use the drop through the floor thing in White Run to. There's a spot in the ground in the sack of the ground before you go up the stairs into the castle. If you notice when you walk into that place, you're at a really low level on the ground, then you walk uphill a little bit, and there's another deck of land up there. And it keeps going up until you get to the staircase that goes up to the castle. Well, the last area before the castle, right on the side of the house, on one of the houses, there's this lattice work design, and if you go up next to it and stand still, you can drop through the map. And if you can find the path, which when you first couple times you try, it's like incredibly hard, but once you realize the path that you're supposed to take is pretty much, turn around towards the front of the castle, or, well, actually towards the front gate of White Run, and head for on your front right corner. Yeah. And then duck under the wall and you're outside the map. And you run around behind the castle, to the back of the Skyforge, and jump up on the right hand side. If when you're looking at the back of it, you jump up on the right hand side of the Skyforge onto a piece of ground that isn't there. Well, it doesn't look like it's there. And then jump straight towards the wall, and you'll fall through the wall and the ground and land in the middle, you know, in the middle of nothing underneath Whiterun. And you look up and you can see the, well, you can see what looks like the bottom or another trunk. There's a trunk hidden in the ground. And basically it has everything that the guy in the Skyforge has in his trunk, or has for sale. It's everything he has. So you can use that to get your speech perk up, because basically you can sell stuff to him when he doesn't have any money to buy it. You know, you can take all his stuff and like slow walk back around to him and sell it all to him, and because the stuff costs a lot more than he has to give you, since you just took all his gold, you get pretty good speech points for that, because you know, speech points come with selling stuff and talking and selling stuff both give you points for speech. So when you sell a bunch of stuff to a guy and he's got no money to pay for it, that looks, you know, that reflects good on you, and it gives you speech points. So basically you just could keep doing the little trick and running around and, you know, taking all his stuff and giving it back to him, and you'd max out your speech in a few minutes. But basically you can steal all his gold and any building materials that you need, and if you want to, you can wait 3 days and then jump through the floor, run around, and do it again. Take his gold, which once you get your speech up to where everybody has extra gold, and then you can invest in them and all that stuff. Basically you max out your points on speech all the way up. You can he'll start having like more, he'll have days where he has 1,000 or more in gold in his box. So if it's at least 1,000, I mean, you could literally just sit there and not even worry about the building supplies, but take his building supplies, wait 3 days, run back around to the back of the forge and jump through again, take his $1,000, his 1,000 coin, come back out, wait 3 days, take his gold, wait 3 days, take his gold. You know, you could be rich your first day in Whiterun without ever having to do anything, if you just wanted to wait 3 days and steal the Skyforge gold. Now there is also ways, if you're while you're underneath the map, you can get to, like, I think it's 1 or 2 other boxes in there, and there's different places throughout the map that there are hidden trunks in the ground. There's one right outside of the capital. There's one right outside of Riften, which I was talking about a little bit ago. There's one in a few different places. But the easiest two to find, the ones that are in the ground. Actually, there's one outside in the ground right outside of Whiterun too, but that one's not easy to find. I think just looking in the ground at them, there's one in that, well, former dwarven city It's now one of our major holds. I can't remember the name of it. It's Marquith, I think it is. It's the place that's all the way to the west. It used to be Dwarven. Outside of that, there's one in the ground right behind the little brick wall, or cobble wall. And there's one, that's right where the Khajiit always hang out. But you just get behind that wall where the Khajiit hang out, duck down, and basically scan the ground along the back of the stone wall, and you'll find a trunk in the ground that you can open and steal from without actually stealing. Because any of these trunks in the ground, you can open them up and take anything you want to out of them right in front of a whole gaggle of guards. So it is stealing. It's not considered stealing because you found a unique access and you didn't do it in an area where, well, they got the red lights on for no stealing. So, but yeah, the Capital and Riften are the easiest ones to find, and then the one outside of Whiterun. But I wouldn't even look for the one at Whiterun because you can do the drop through the floor thing so much easier and get to the Skyforge box. But what I'm doing right now is at the beginning of the game, you go through, you have the dragon. They're going to cut off your head, and you know the big bad dragon that you're worried about the whole game, you know, comes and breaks shit up. And you go running from the dragon, and you know, you have to jump from the tower to the building, and then you have to fight through spiders. And anyways, at the end of it, you come to a cave where there's a sleeping bear, and the guy that you've been running with leaves it up to you how you'll handle the bear. You can either shoot him with the bow and try to get a surprise on him, or just try to sneak past him. You're not going to do either. You're going to walk back in the cave a little bit after he gives you the lead and just do what I'm doing. Use different weapons. A dagger at first. You do power shots on him. That's a power shots where you don't just hit the weapon. Well, that one actually worked, but that's funny. You don't just have to swing the weapon. You swing and hold. So they do a power shot. And basically you get points because you're ducked down behind him and you're doing a sneak attack, and he will never attack you after you get to this point. I mean, once you go outside, he's going to, but until you decide whether you want to face the bear or not, or how you're going to deal with the bear, he's not going to attack you. So you can basically just swing away at him. Every once in a while you get a one-handed thing, but the point of this is sneak. Out in the world, sneak's pretty hard to get leveled up. It takes a while, and it takes forever. And you want to be able to sneak really good right from the beginning. So just stay in here and use your dagger that you got along the way, and power shot this guy in the back, and you can easily leave and start Skyrim at, you know, level 20, level 30. And you didn't have to like load a cheat or anything. I mean, technically some would consider it a cheat, but I'm not doing anything that's outside of the rules. I'm doing everything I'm allowed to do within the rules. So it may be cheesy, but it's not cheating. So
Watch it.
and the cool thing about this is not only can I do this, that was loud. Not only can I do this until I max out sneak, but I can load other weapons, like the sword. I can face him and just, you know, I don't even have to do power shots. I can just like regular smack him.
What are you
Just
doing?
a bunch of times. I can power shot him from behind with a sword. But it's better if he sees you so that you're guaranteed it goes into one-handed.
Watch it.
So you can get a few points out of one-handed. If you were paying attention on your way here, you should have gotten a bow and quite a few arrows. So,
What are you doing?
here, I'm gonna take that point. Stamina. Stamina is actually more important than health when you're gonna sneak or use a bow. Because if you're sneaking and, well, you're doing it right, you don't need any extra health. You don't even need to take any more than the 100 that you have. I take the 100. I take a little more than 100 because, you know, just because of that rare occasion where you're not sneaking or you're not getting away with sneaking. Yeah. See, my sneak's at 58, and I've yet to go out in the world yet. Look at that. I haven't even went out into the world of Skyrim yet. I'm already pretty good at sneaking. I don't have to worry about pressure plates ever. And I get a special forward move when I'm sneaking that I wouldn't have got, that, you know, that I would have had to sprint when I was sneaking, and it would have screwed up my sneak. Now I have a roll, so I actually sneak better with that. Now I haven't taken Assassin's Blade yet, even though I easily can because it only requires 50. It's because, well, 15 times the normal damage. I would only get to smack this guy once every like 2 minutes, because every time I smack him he'd be basically dead and he'd have to recover. Yeah, because he doesn't die, he just recovers from dying. But I'm gonna take silence, because, you know, walking and running does not affect detection. That's very nice. And I'll be a point away from Shadow Warrior. I took Backstab, I took Deadly Aim because I plan to use a bow. I may finish out just normal stealth and then save the rest of the points I'm gonna get for something else. I'm definitely gonna take Silenced. These I'm not so sure about. I usually, even though you can stay in here and basically just about endlessly do this to him, once you get up around like the 10 to 12 range, the bar starts to move pretty slow with the different weapons that you have access to. And basically you're just trying to get any point you can. I think you should probably leave about level 12, level 13. That gives you the ability to get, I think it gets you one or two of your DLCs, or at least pretty close to it. And you know, you can go out and do some real stuff for points. But basically you just max out the sneak number and then have a couple extra points that you can throw into stuff like blacksmithing, enchanting, archery, alchemy. I think archery would be a pretty important one, since you're, well, I do archery from the beginning. And under the table. Yeah. Look for him. Sorry. But yeah, I use archery, and occasionally I'll switch to a dagger. But pretty much archery the whole time. Because once you have maxed out sneak and so much archery, then you start making super potions. I mean, everything else you get on here is just easy after that. The only time this game is going to be a bitch is if you're like, if you want to create like a warrior or a mage, then, I mean, part of this will be kind of a bitch, but part of it will be really cool. Because you get a destruction spell right from the beginning. So, if you stay in here and use your destruction spell on the guy, can't remember, there used to be a way also to get an ice spell while you're in here. But, anyways. You can just about max out your destruction magic if you want to. I'd suggest that if you're going to use this trick and try to level up your destruction magic, that you make sure that you take a high mage, or a high elf, I mean. And then when you leave this place after you've done, either you kill the bear or you sneak past him, either way, you'll be at, you know, pretty good level, and you'll have a high level of destruction. So you can basically go straight up to the magic school and buy yourself some spells that you can now do, because you'll be at like nearly, I don't want to say that, but it's potentially possible to be near or at master level when you leave and go out into the world. I think master level before you even go out into Skyrim would be difficult and very time consuming, but you can get near there without having to be that difficult. And I always say, never ever go kill the don't go get the dragon stone. Go up to, because there's no dragons in the place until you get the dragon stone. So climb the mountains, collect all the words, empty out all the treasure chests, find all the cities, walk wherever you want to, and don't have to worry about damn dude, you got some horrid gas. But anyways, my friends here. Anyways, yeah, don't get the Dragonstone, because it's nice to be able to go anywhere you want to and collect words, and, you know, words off the walls that the dragons are usually hanging out on. You can collect all those, and you can even go around to get the Daedric mask. All of them. And not one of those things will you have to worry about a dragon. Now, actually, that's kind of false, because even though there's no dragons in the world, there is that one level where you kind of go into a crypt, and there's a dragon made of bones. It's kind of a pussy, but it's an interesting surprise inside. But besides the main dragon and the bone dragon, if you don't get the dragon stone, there's no dragons in the world. And it is wonderful to get all the words collected, all the words, most of the words that you can, which is damn near all of them. You can get almost all the mask. You can get all the places you need to be able to go on the map and not have to fight a dragon. You can get yourself up to, like, you know, 40, 50, even higher maybe. You can get yourself into where you're a fucking rampaging beast of a character, and then go get the Dragonstone. And that first dragon that you meet outside of Whiterun, you'll make him your little bitch, and, you know, basically go around to some of the word walls that you have on your map now, because you've been there. You can go back and, you know, easily kill dragons for dragon bones to make dragon armor. And you'll have all the words, most of the mask. I say most of them because there's a mask that you can't get to until you do the last couple parts of the main storyline. But it's one of the better masks actually. But you can get most of the other ones. Damn near all of them. With all the words. It's nice to go to the Greybeards the first time, where they're going to teach you about the word or whatever, and you already know an entire list of words because you've been to the wall. They're just going to give you, well, what's supposedly your starting words, but they're not. They're like your 15th and 16th or 20th and 21st, whatever you do. You know, how many of you gonna collect before you go? But yeah, I like not having to deal with dragons to get started with, because there's no point. You kill a dragon and you can't make dragon armor right out of the gate. It's gonna be a while before you can make dragon armor, so basically you're collecting dragon bones. You're going through a hellacious fight, taking damage, using health potions that you can't really afford, and collecting dragon bones and dragon skulls that you can't use. And I mean, it's all unnecessary. I mean, it's an utter waste of time. You know, wait till later when you're leveled up and you got your shit together. Yeah, don't go get the Dragonstone right away. So there's no dragons. You can go get all your words, all your word walls words. You can empty the trunks. You can get all your locations at different sides of the map. And none of it having to worry about dragons. And the other tip is to stay in the first cave that I'm in and smack this guy
I'm on your side.
until you max out your sneak. Now, after you max out sneak, you can, you know, stay in here and get a few points on your, like, archery, and a few more points on your one-handed. Even if you're not worried about, you're not going to do magic, because that's not the kind of character you are. You're not making a wizard, you're making like a warrior or a rogue type character. You know, thief, assassin, something like that. And obviously you're not going to do magic because it's not pure. I know some people mix and they jump all over the place and they put points into stuff that is totally unnecessary for the type of character they're playing. Well, I believe in like making pure characters.
Hey, careful.
You know, you're gonna be a thief, rogue, assassin type.
Watch it.
Take perks that belong. You know, sneak. Stuff that would benefit dagger. Stuff that would
I'm on your side.
benefit like poisoning and stuff like that.
Hey, careful.
I think enchanting, even though it's a magic, is kind of a universal thing. It is one of the magics, but you know, yes and not, yes and then no. So
What are you doing? Hey, careful. I'm on your side.
yeah.
Watch it.
up here.
Where you going?
Here we go. And yet again. Oh, it's of destruction. Unless I had a high elf. There's no way in hell I would put that in to destruction magic. 70. Can't put it there yet. I can put it there.
Hey, be careful.
As you up your stealth, scoring these hit points and have the ability for you to be able to sneak past somebody improves. Look at that, he came right to me. There you go. I should just wait for a while and let him, you know, recoup. I mean, this takes a while, but it's so worth it. With how long it actually takes to get your sneak up out in the world. Now, there's another way to get your sneak up. There's a trick you can do with the Greybeards. But anything you're doing with the Greybeards is extremely risky. Because the Greybeards can fuck you up so easily. No matter what level you are. Those dudes are really powered up. And there's nothing in this world that's probably stronger than the Greybeards.
Watch it. I'm on your side. Hey, be careful.
Yes, it takes a while and seems like a lot to go through, but in reality, if I didn't do this, it would be days and days of playing out in the world before I even got the sneak that I have right now from doing it. I'd be close to done with the game, probably. Main story before I ever got sneak finished. But because I'm gonna finish it here before I even go out in the world, I can, you know, use that. I can enjoy being super stealthy while I play instead of playing for days to try and get that stealthy.
I'm on your side.
Just power shot his ass in the back.
Watch it.
He likes it.
Where you going?
He can't lie to me. He enjoys it.
Hey, be careful.
I think he's the type that wears one of those ball gags to bed, so
I'm on your side.
he's into it. You can see sometimes it kind of slips. Sometimes it'll count the power shot as one-handed, so whether you're meaning to or not, you level your one-handed up a little bit. Even though you're trying to increase sneak. There you go. There's another level. See, and here's another benefit to doing that. On my first run, I'm gonna have hellacious sneak before I go out in the world, which as an archer, is going to be incredibly beneficial because
Where are you going?
I'll be able to hold my breath for a really long time when I take my shot. And that's from like day one, so
Hey, be careful.
when you start out, you got a crappy bow. Even one that you get, or, you know, you fix this one, the one you get for free, even one you buy, is not going to be great. It's not like it's going to one-hit anybody. I mean, unless you use your super high sneak to your advantage. He's down. But he's not out.
Watch it.
Hey, thanks for coming to me. Now it says that you can pickpocket him, but you can't. Which I think would be great if you could. Because you could pickpocket him once or twice, and I mean, if you got away with it, you could put the items and stuff back in his pockets, and then use your, you know, after a while, you could use your really high pickpocket to just put stuff back and take it out, and that would just to keep increasing pickpocket. But they make it so you can't pick him here. You know, later in the game, much later in the game, if you go out and find him, you can actually pickpocket him then, but
Where are you going?
not here. He fakes like he's down sometimes.
Watch it.
Yeah, you're still getting points for that, even though it's not counting as a sneak.
Hey, be careful.
Ah, he moved, right? He glitched right as I was,
Where are you going? I'm on your side.
I know, I'm trying to kick you in the jummy way, hold still.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
What are you doing? Getting a 69, honey. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Well, that sounds really gay. Well, my character is a female elf. Now, it's actually one thing I did was actually a little bit of a mistake, but you can live with it. It makes it kind of rough, but on the way up there, I took that 6 times damage thing. This all that I'm doing is actually a lot easier if you just take the stuff over here and don't worry about that, because you know, just keep the points handy, because the backstab damage does actually make it so that he's taking shit tons of damage, and you know, he's down a whole lot more than he should be. You could actually do this a lot quicker if you didn't have backstab damage. But I forgot and got myself in a little bit of a hurry, and yeah. Be a little more patient than me when you get to the little bear chamber. And you know, take your stamina, your health, or whatever, but don't spend the points. But try not to leave this area until you've power back shot at him enough to get your sneak all the way done.
Where are you going? Where are you
See, that kind of counted it as a side shot.
Where
So
are you going?
it didn't give me a sneak bonus. It gave me a one-handed.
Where are you going?
So
Where are you going?
I don't even mean to, but I'll probably
Where
level
are you going?
level one-handed up a little bit
Where are you going?
while I'm here, which really overall it could be handy, but give you a little extra damage when you use your dagger.
Where are you going?
Which there's some guys in here that
Where are you going?
just get on your nerves enough where you just think that they deserve it enough that you'll decide you don't want to use the bow and kill him long range.
Where are you going?
He really deserves being snuck up on and having his throat sliced.
Where are you going?
You know. Basically guys who you just want them to die so much that you'd like to feel them die by slitting their throat. Yay, 200 stamina. Silence. Now when I get Shadow Warrior maxed out, I mean when I get Sneak maxed out, I'll be 1 point away from Shadow Warrior. So, I'm ready to take it. It'd be great if you could get 30 or 40 on archery before you left here. But I don't think you have enough arrows to start out with, but you could do both. You might be able to get 30, but 40 and then the second level of the thing you need for 40. The the drawing breath thing. The yeah. I know.
Where are you going? Watch it.
It's called punishing the nib who won't die. I think he's faking.
Where are you going?
Yep. Sometimes he'll stay down like he's not getting any points back, but
Where are you going?
he really is. You just have to aim a little bit better to get the power shot.
Where are you going? I'm on your side.
There it was.
Where are you going?
I'm not gonna stay much more than
Hey, character.
13, level 13.
Where are you going?
I think level 13 or so
Watch it.
is high enough to
Where are you going?
start Skyrim.
I'm on your side.
I remember when I used to do this on the PS3 version. Get so annoyed with him and all that stuff he's saying about I'm on your side, all that shit. You get so they used to just mute it and like turn on a radio or some music or something.
Hey, character. Watch it.
You can see that it takes a lot more power shots and strikes now to even affect my level. You know, to have it pop on the screen is moving up.
Where are you going?
I mean, even if you don't want to go crazy on this and try to max out sneak or anything else,
Hey, careful.
just dumb to leave without at least putting the first 2 or 3 points up, because you can so easily, when you first start out, just doing a few power shots, just one or two, almost fills
Hey, careful.
your bar for leveling up. So even if you're in a hurry, you should at least,
On your side.
you know, sneak attack or one-handed weapon till you've done at least the first 3 or 4 levels. I mean, it's gonna take forever for you to get sneak up if you just do that, but you know, it will make it so that
Where are you going?
you're up into better levels where
Where are you going?
when you're earning real points from completing missions and whatnot, it's going towards stuff that you're not gonna get from just, you know, killing a single guy. I mean, in here you realize that it's only taken, at the beginning anyways, it only takes 2 or 3
Where are you going?
sneak power shots in the back to get a whole level.
Watch it.
That little noise and how it just leveled that up. Yeah. It just takes 3 of those shots to level up through like level 3 or 4.
On your side.
And not much more than that for 5 or 6 to get to level 5 or 6.
Hey, careful.
You can be at 5 or 6
Watch it.
in no time flat and not really be losing
Where are you going?
any time playing the game. It's after level 6 that
On your side.
it really starts to slow down, and it takes a lot more shots
Hey, careful.
to level up.
Watch it.
That's why I say that even though you can level up a lot more than 13 or so, I don't think it's really really necessary, because it's gonna be a pain in the ass. This is also a good place where you can get like the first level nonsense out of the way on the stuff that you want to take. Like, usually you start out with enough to take the first point of whatever you want to take, like smithing. You know, if you have a point, you can take the first point. So, you know, go ahead and get the head start out of the way so that you can get into the other points that are actually important. I want to get that one. Yeah, I want to get this maxed out. And I want to get that point, that last stealth point. I don't really care about the warrior thing right now, but you know, everything else I do. I'm gonna sign off because I know this is boring as hell, but I'll probably be back on later to show people a few more tricks, like you know, dropping to the floor, showing you where trunks in the ground are. You know, watch for my Skyrim videos, because I got a ton of stuff that I can show people, and you know, I didn't get to show any of it on the last game, on the last version of this game, but I will be able to now. So you want to play Skyrim, you want to do really good at it, and you'd like to save some time without actually breaking the rules and modding, because you still want to be able to collect trophies. Yeah, the mods are cool, but they shut off the trophies, which the trophies are your evidence that you did it. You know, that you did each thing that you did. And to get the mods, you have to get on their website and sign up for an account. I mean, it's free to sign up or whatever, as far as I know. But still, and then you'll have to remember your login for that account every time you want to load mods. So I look at mods as a cool new feature that I'll do after I've done everything I can do in the normal game. After I got all the trophies and I'm back to 100% like I am on the PS3 version, well then we can sign up and try out some mods and fuck off a little bit. But until then, pass.